Good. Oh, 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 oh,
Oh, my land is like a wild goose.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Jack Grace, and you have reached the Jack Grace Morning Coffee Stream on your dial. Welcome. We got lots of special things planned for you today. Good morning, how you doing? Oh yeah, first we just sip a little coffee, maybe even have a little water too. Coffee don't dehydrate you, none. You know, but this will. How's it going out there in internet lands, huh? All right. Get everything all lined up. We're listening to a little Gram Parsons. And our friend Earl Poole Ball is going to be on the show today. Earl played with Gram, and he played with many people, including the Jack Grace Band. He played on this record, Drinking Songs for Lovers, and played with Johnny Cash for 20 years. That has gotten him some attention. He was in front of a few people during that time. And he's in the band Hay Bales, which has a residency on Sundays at the Continental in Austin. But like all of us, we're not doing that right now, the show thing. We're doing this kind of thing. And Earl's going to be on doing it with us. So that's exciting. This is one of my favorite Gram Parsons songs, by the way. It's called A Song for You.
Some of my friends don't know who they belong to. Some can't get a single thing.
It's a nice song. Morning, Ernie. All right. So anyway, everybody take a deep breath. It's still going on, and it's going to be going on for a while. This is how it is. We're going to find a way to enjoy our time, whatever that time may be. And we're going to play a few songs. Why don't we get on with that? It's hard to turn this song up, what can I tell you? It's just such a beautiful song. All right. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. I just love this song. Oh, yeah. All right, we'll do it on the solo. Fade it out. That was kind of a fade out, right? Now I just have to remember to turn it back. See, I'm also the board operator, as you know, here. Oh, no, I'm not. It's some lazy guy over there doing it. All right, let me just get right into it. I'm going to play one off the upcoming album. This is the first song on our new album coming out in October. This is the Monster song. It's about everything you're scared of that you can face, but you can face it. The Monster song, whatever your monster may be. Everybody has a time when things are bad. Sometimes the bottom is hard to see while falling. Monday came on strong, it lasted all year long. So let's not speak of love or the memories I'm hauling. So give it all you got. Don't let the monster eat you. So give it all you got. Don't let the little stuff tear you to pieces. Your eyes are soft and brown. I wander into town. I loved you long ago, but your memory is calling. We said goodbye before, so walk me to the door. Now I'm all alone and a dream of you is haunting. So give it all you got. Don't let the monster eat you. So give it all you got. Don't let the little stuff tear you to pieces. Oh yeah. So give it all you got. Don't let the monster eat you. So give it all you got. stuff tear you to pieces. So now I'm feeling fine. Is that where freedom lies? Hungry as a river for the water that keeps flowing. How many sunken ships die longing for your lips? The lighthouse of your heart and the peril it keeps causing. So give it all you got. Don't let the monster eat you up. So give it all you got. Don't let the shipwreck tear you to pieces. That's the Monster song on the upcoming long play. I've got all the things here. I can't find things. I don't know. Oh, yeah, here it is. That's good. What a way to spend a night. That'll be out in October, one way or the other. Whenever records get released. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, hello. Good morning to you. Sorry, I have to stick my mug right into the screen with my terrible vision. My apologies. But at least I try to stay shaven in the pandemic. I'm not growing any pandy beard, okay? No pandy beards. All right, let's just keep going. I'm gonna do a new song. This is the newest song I got. This is called "Don't Go to Memphis Without Me." This is for Georgia. Sneaking out, feeling dirty, staying out till 1,030,000. So far away, that much is clear. You know I'll always love you, so just stay right here. Don't go to Memphis without me. Don't go away when you're feeling bad. Don't go to Memphis without me. You know I'll always love you, so just stay right here. Anytime you try too hard, you know it never works out right. Happens once, it rarely does twice, so hold me. Yeah, hold me. So tight. Don't go to Memphis without me. Don't go away when you're feeling bad. Don't go to Memphis without me. You know I'll always love you, so just stay right here. Anytime you try too hard, you know it never works out right. It happens once, it rarely does twice, so hold me. Yeah, hold me. So tight. Don't go to Memphis without me. Don't go away when you're feeling bad. Don't go to Memphis without me. You know I'll always love you, so just stay right here. You know I'll always love you, so just stay right here. You know I'll always love you, so just stay right here. That's Don't Go to Memphis Without Me. Yet to be on a record because it's new. And yeah, I'm going to put together what'll probably make the next record that's made. One more newer one. I think this is new. They're both pretty much from the same over the past few months. This song's called Sunshine, you know, and it's supposed to be a positive song. Sunshine. Little finger picking number here. There we go. Sunshine. On a day that could be gray. Sometimes that is all I really need to feel okay. When the evening starts to take the sunlight and the sky begins to cry, that could be the best part of the night. Here I am, and I've clearly lost my mind. Just can't seem to do what might be right. Now I have my doubts if I'll ever make it out of this place that has taken such a toll. Oh, sunshine. There are days that you can't save. Just have to find another way to feel okay. When the evening starts to take the sunlight and the sky begins to cry, that could be the best part of the night. When the evening starts to take the sunlight and that could be the best part of the night. That's Sunshine. That's a new one. How's everybody doing out there? We got a couple of little from. I think we'll do another song and then we'll do the Guess the 70s segment. Darn, I have this thing so dim from last night. I can barely see everybody, but hello everybody. How are you? How are you? That's a new one called Sunshine. We hope you're doing well out there as I stick my mug into the screen. Okay, keep going. What did I want to do? Yeah, I'm going to do one, actually. We're going to do the 70s segment, and then we'll call Earl in a little bit. Again, this is the Drinking Songs for Lovers album that Earl played on with us, and this is one of the tracks that he played on. I think Earl's out there now. If you recall, Earl, this is the one, this is called Loneliness Away, that you said you liked this one. So I'm going to play it for you. Let's see. Do. I thought had it bad till things got even worse. So I'll try to wish this loneliness away. People say it's a sin, but I'll get what I can take. I'll make it through this lifetime either way. Sometimes I feel alright and I don't feel the need to do anything destructive, but those times are far and few. If loneliness could fill my tank, I could make it to the moon. I hear it gets lonely out there too. Movies help to pass the time. I watch the same ones over again. When the movie's done, I'm still thinking about you. Sometimes I feel alright and I don't feel the need to do anything destructive, but those times are far and few. don't feel the need to do anything destructive. But those times are far and few. I thought had it bad till things got even worse. So I'll try to wish this loneliness away. I'll try to wish this loneliness away. I'll try to wish this loneliness away. All right, that's Loneliness Away. Thanks so much for being there on the show. Oh, yeah. We say this because it's time for things to do here as the board operator gets ready. Oh, man. We'll put the guitar down for a minute. Bing bong. So we can do our morning exercise. That's right, we've invented a morning lazy exercise called the morning squat thrust. The arm squat thrust. Gets the blood flowing without doing too much. Hoo-ha. Bing, boom, bing, bing, boom. Yeah. Met you at Lucky Dog in Brooklyn back in the better days. Greetings from Venice, California. Hey, Ginny and Jay. How you doing? Oh, Blossom the dog, too. Oh, good vibes to you, too. Thank you. Yeah. Bring it. And I have this thing way too good morning, Mr. Lewis. How are you? Good morning, Mike Neer. Mike Neer actually shares the solo on that last song with Earl. Earl does his solo, and then Mike comes in on the steel. So yes, you can listen to that on Spotify and all those other things that don't pay us anything. But hey, speaking of which, if you want to throw a little love to the operation, it's Venmo/Jack Grace Band or PayPal Jack Grace Band, or you just find thecountryham@gmail on PayPal. Thank you, folks. I think it's time to play Guess the 70s Song. Now, the way we do Guess the 70s Song, people, is a very simple rule. You just have your keyboards ready. Yes, you can say, the old hijack joke. Yes, of course, hijack. Now, all you have to do is have your fingers ready. See, get your fingers ready there. And we're going to play a 70s song, and you're going to guess it. The title, but we need the title and the artist. And I think, actually, this might be a tricky one. Now, we do have, often Ward Whipple is in the feed, and he always knows every one of these. So he even waits patiently to not guess it. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Guess the 70s segment of the show. Here we go. That's right. It's a nerve-wracking moment. Here we go. I know you all want to win. You can win. You will win the adulation of your fellow peers here. All right. No Googling. Or if you have to, do it. I don't care. Started a little early.
I went to a garden party to reminisce with
This was a 1972 hit, folks. And Guess the 70s Song. We wait for a little of the 7-second, however many second lag there is before I see any guesses come in. I gotta wait for that lag. It's a great song. This artist is writing this about a night of playing at Madison Square Garden with John Lennon and Elton John, some other stars. That's the garden. I'm not gonna. I almost gave it away. I'm such a fool. Garden Party, Rick Nelson. Oh my God. Kent just nailed it. I believe he's the first one. Yeah, Kent got it, ladies and gentlemen. Yoko brought her walrus. Kent, congratulations, Kent. Nice work, Kent.
Shoes, wearing his
I always have a hard time turning these songs off when I like them. You know. All right, let's do it. We'll stop it.
Can't please
Everyone, but you got to please yourself. How's that? How's that for an edit? I'm learning to be, I try to work hard on the songs. Now I'm trying to get better at being a board operator at the same time, And then I got my dance moves. I hope you like them. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get everything going here, we have time to put one more song. Say hello to Hank Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Hank Williams. That's right. Hank is pissed off about a few things these days. But we have come to the conclusion of a couple things with Hank. If Hank Williams was alive today, if he had lived, we think he would have put on weight. We think he might have been a robust character and lost his wiry stature. He might have had a bit of a gut. We also thought that maybe if he'd been introduced to martinis, that maybe he would have liked them. I don't know. Anybody else want to guess? If Hank Williams was alive today, or if he had lived to an old man, what would have been some of his habits? Think about that. Okay, let's play. We got time for one more song before we call Earl. Ooh. Arm squat thrusts, and I'll grab the guitar. Oh no, this cable's going, people. This cable is going. Earl signed this guitar, actually. Earl, you signed this baby right here. Okay. Bing bong. Well, I think we're going to do rotary phone. Let's do rotary phone. I'm feeling this one here. Oh my, but I've already lost my capo. Where did I put? Oh, here, I found it, people. All right, here we go. Little rotary phone before we call Earl. This is on the Martini Cowboy album. I think we use an F harmonica. It's in the key of D minor. So we're using relative minor, the minor sixth harmonica for you nerds at home. Move a mountain, make an egg onto a tree. Wash away the ocean, make a living room a street. Let me tell a story about the way it used to be. With a rotary phone, don't leave a message for me. You're gonna be an old man too. They take away my smokes and say my blood pressure's high. The doctors used to tell us we could smoke them all the time. I like to tell the story, you don't have to hear it all. A rotary phone must be connected to the wall. Give me lots of whiskey and a really good time. Every day I'm living in my prime. You used to have to go to town to find out all the news. With a rotary phone, you can stay home if you choose. Every time I fall down the stairs, the neighbors come running and said I should take better care. Like to tell a story, you don't have to hear it all. A rotary phone must stay connected to the wall. time I fall down the stairs, the neighbors come running, said I should take better care. You're gonna be an old man too. Oh yeah, let's do it again. Try a little harder and a little to the left. If you don't do it once, how can you do it again? With the rotary phone and all the things that we said, my friend. Time can move a mountain, make an acorn to a tree, and wash away the ocean, make a living room a street. Let me tell a story about the way it used to be. You're gonna be an old man too. Safe. That's rotary phone, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Thank you for listening. It's time to call Earl. Got the technology will all behave. We will talk.
If the word sounds slightly wrong,
Woo.
that's the way they wrote the song. Sad to say, but that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. Sing. Bing bong, bing 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 bong. All right, let's see how we're working here on the board today. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay, there's the number. And we call. Let's see, looks to be ringing. Oh yeah, we got a ring.
Hello?
Hello, Earl. How are you? Oh no, really? What just went dead? Everything.
70%.
Oh, I see. I hear you, Earl. Stick with me. Hang on there. I don't know why this just did this. Hang on. All right. I hear you. All right. I hear your voice. Hang on. Why did the?
Battery 70%. MacBook Pro.
All right. It should work now. All right, Earl. You there?
Mobile device not found. Connected to MacBook Pro and iPhone. To iPhone and MacBook Pro.
All right. Let's try again. You there, Earl? I heard him talk. Why did the technology go on us right then? All right. All right, Earl. We should be able to hear you. All right. I'm going to try you back one more time, Earl, because it was working fine, but the speaker kicked out for some reason just as you called. All right. Be patient. Earl? All right, let's try it again. I heard his voice. Okay, let's hope we have it all work now.
Hello there.
Hey, Earl, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great.
All right. Hang on. Let me just try to turn you up here a bit.
Hey, Earl, how you doing? All right. I'm just running late behind you. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I hear the delay of the show behind you. Turn the show down behind you.
All right. I'm just running late behind.
Okay,
All
hang
right,
on.
here I am.
All right, here you are. Just turn the... You hear that show behind you?
All right, here you are.
Yep. I just hear the delay of the show behind you.
You hear that show behind you? I see you talking on Facebook, but I can't hear you on my phone when you're talking.
Okay, but that's because there's a delay. There's a delay. So if you turn that computer down, then we're good.
Okay. All right.
There you
Computer's down.
Oh, there you go. Now you can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
All right, great. Welcome to the show, Earl. Sorry for the technical glitches, but we got there. We got
Oh,
there.
no, that's okay. I'll pay no attention to the computer, and I'll pay attention to your voice when you speak to me.
Exactly.
There we go.
You know, there's some sort of delay. I know that, like on the radio, it's 7 seconds. God knows how much what the delay is when we do it on the internet. There's a whole other delay. You know. Anyway, so how are you doing? You had some coffee to get up early to do the show? I appreciate that, Earl. You drinking coffee?
Yes, I did.
That's great. How you feeling?
I've had a couple of cups of coffee.
All right, good.
I feel awake.
All right, that's good. And did you? I know you can keep some crazy hours, Earl, at times.
Yeah, I'm. Especially during this time, I kind of make my own hours from time to time.
Right. Yeah. But now, so let's get right into a couple things. One, I played. I don't know if you heard at the beginning of the show. I played some Gram Parsons. And let me just leave the music off. I'm going to leave the background music off so we hear you. So I played the Gram Parsons song, "A Song for You." Did you hear that one?
No, you started a little bit before I was there. I didn't get to hear that one, but that's a wonderful tune.
Right. Now, what albums were you playing with Gram Parsons? I know he only has a few. Which albums did you play on with Gram?
I played on the International Submarine Band album.
Right.
Which was the album before the Sweetheart of the Rodeo, before he went with the Byrds.
Right.
And then I did the Sweetheart of the Rodeo album with them.
Right.
So those are the two records that I worked on with Gram.
Well, that's cool. So,
and
did you?
I think the International Submarine Band album's actually a little better technically sounding than the Sweetheart of the Rodeo. In my
really interesting.
But,
and when's the last time you listened to that record?
What, Jack?
When was the last time you listened to that record? The International. You know, when did you listen to it last?
I listened to a little bit of it last week, about 3 or 4 tunes, because I was on an interview show in L.A.
All right.
About Gram Parsons' roots, and so I listened to a little of it for that show last week.
And are there any Gram Parsons songs that you do in your show? Any in your set or any ones?
I like to do Hickory Wind. I love to do Hickory Wind.
Yeah, that's a great.
That's one of the ones that I do, and I also do You Ain't Going Nowhere, which he did not sing on that particular one, I don't think, but I he probably did some harmonies on it. But I didn't play the piano on that particular one.
Right.
But I did on Hickory Wind also. There's the one about the one I have the piano intro on, which is a lot of fun. You don't miss your water till the well runs dry. That's a really great song.
It is. That's amazing. And so now was Gram? I mean, you're a funny guy. I think of you as someone that has a great sense of humor. Was Gram? I mean, it's hard to get a feel for Gram's personality through what's left out there. Was he a funny guy at all? Was he someone that had a good sense of humor?
He had a good sense of humor. He was a Southern guy, and he had a good sense of humor.
Right.
And he was dead set serious about bringing country music to the younger folks.
Right. Now, this is an interesting little, like, in-between time where, I mean, between, like, Merle Haggard's song, The Fight Inside Me, and there was, at this point, country music was really divisive. Some people thought of, a lot of the hippies thought of it as almost say, it was a conservative music that was against the hippie beliefs. Now, Gram Parsons there at the time, sort of in-between, saying it works for everybody. Is that right?
You got it. You got it. You had the hippies wanting to do country music. You had a cross-pollination going on. And I was right in the middle of all that because I got to play with Buck Owens on a lot of records. Got to play a little bit with Merle, not very much.
Right.
But I got to play with the Buck Owens. I recorded several albums with Buck and the Buckaroos, also recorded with that folk singer guy that was so popular, the guy that killed himself. I can't think of his name right now, but I'll think of it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of stuff going on. I also did some with the Flying Burrito Brothers after Gram left.
Yeah.
But it was a time of cross pollination of the music, and it just was. And you had the Vietnam War going on during all of that, which caused a lot of divisiveness.
Right. Now, would you consider? Did you feel like you were on? I mean, I know you were. In the world with the country world, and also dipping into a bit of the hippie world. Did you consider yourself part hippie, part country, or did you feel you were more one or the other at the time?
Well, I was actually considered myself, and I always have considered myself as a rockabilly entertainer.
There you go.
And so that's a little bit of both,
That is a little bit of both. Yeah.
And a Chuck Berry fan. And a fan of Hank Williams.
Oh yeah.
So I just and a big fan of Johnny Cash and Ray Price and Willie Nelson. So I guess I just kind of for me, I just liked it all.
Yeah.
And whatever I liked, I enjoyed playing. One of my favorite songs to play was "Promised Land."
Yeah. Sure.
The Chuck Berry number.
It's a great song.
Then I dip back into the kind of old country roots of Moon Mullican.
Yeah.
And people like that. I started out my career as a young musician playing honky tonks and bars and VFW halls in southern Mississippi. And then got married real young, and when that was over, my father gave me I think $200 and a new suitcase and 3 suits of clothes and bus ticket all the way to Houston, Texas to go west, young man, and get the hell out of there. And so I did.
You did.
And I wound up meeting Mickey Gilley, and he helped me learn a lot of stuff about how to make the piano sound better. And I played the Silver Dollar Lounge there in Houston. I really cut my teeth a lot that way. And then I went to California after 3 years, and I met Gram after a couple of years in California. But I met his drummer, John Cornell, on the way.
Yeah.
And I met him in Las Vegas before I ever met Gram. I met him in Las Vegas where we played a show called The Country A Go-Go that they were doing with a bunch of Nashville players, but they didn't have a piano player.
Right.
And John Cornell was on the drums, and they hired me to go to this deserted mine shaft where they used in Henderson, Nevada, and play on this show called Country A Go-Go, which was not a big deal, but anyway, that was on my way west.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got off on the wrong track. Let me go back to you answering questions instead of
people don't. You're doing a great job. These are fascinating. I mean, you can't make that stuff up. Now, that's a pretty incredible road to where it all led. And now, as far as the folk singer that you're saying that you're trying to remember, was it Phil Oakes?
That's it, Phil Oakes. I cut Gas Station Women with him. And one other tune, and I had Don Rich play the fiddle on that.
Yeah.
Jimmy Bryant play lead guitar, and I had Buck Owens drummer Jerry Wiggins at the time play the drums.
Right.
I put the band together for Phil for that particular recording session. And Phil Oakes was a really, really nice guy.
I'll bet.
And, anyway, we did that. I had worked that afternoon with the Buckaroos recording a thing with Buck Owens.
Yeah.
We did Phil Oakes that evening around 6 or 7 o'clock. And then after that, we went over to where the Flying Burrito Brothers were recording, and I took Don Rich and Jerry Wiggins with me, and we went over to the Flying Burrito Brothers session. I overdubbed on a couple of their tracks over there. And they got to meet Don Rich, so they were really excited about that.
That's quite a day of recording. That's quite the trifecta.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you get a chance sometime, after the Phil Oakes song, Gas Station Women, you would love that song.
I'm going to listen to it.
You you might want to think about that one.
I will definitely think about that one. Thank you, Earl. So as
Yeah.
far as, Buck Owens as a personality, now, was he someone, I got the impression that he didn't, while we're talking of that era, he probably didn't, what were did you ever talk to him about Gram Parsons, what he thought of Gram Parsons, what Buck Owens thought of Gram Parsons?
No, we never talked about that.
Okay.
We never talked about that. Buck showed up to the studio. He was dressed. I mean,
Yeah.
he dressed really nice. He'd wear his nice Western clothes to the studio. Not flashy Western, but,
Right.
everyday Western.
Sure.
And just so did the Buckaroos. They were ready to play. They had their arrangements all worked out. I just had to fall in. Usually Don Rich would sit down and show me the chart.
Yeah.
And play it through for me one time so I can make a chart.
Mm-hmm.
And then we record and we try to do 3 and maybe 4 songs a session.
Yeah.
And that was, unheard of. That's with rock and roll budgets, but that's how Buck liked to record. He liked to turn them out. And he was ready to go.
Yeah.
And we never talked much about anything but Buck.
Right.
Buck he almost starved to death when he was young.
Yeah.
And he never got over that.
Yeah.
And it made him a go-getter and a careful planner.
Yeah.
And he was a smart man. He was a smart and talented man.
Yeah. Now, how about in reverse then? When I'm sure now Gram Parsons being the kind of guy he was and being such a music historian at the time, like Gram.
Oh, yes.
Now Gram, how did he? He must have had some opinions about Buck Owens. He must have voiced.
He loved the Buckaroos.
Right.
Yeah, he loved the Buckaroos and Buck Owens. He loved Merle Haggard. He loved country music. He loved the songs of Harlan Howard
Yeah.
and Bobby Bear.
Yeah.
He had a whole vision.
Yeah.
And he also liked to do a little blues too.
Sure.
Once in a while in the studio. But he would come out to the Aces Club where I had jam sessions out there.
Yeah.
Back where I worked with J.D. Manus
Yeah.
on steel guitar. That's how I met Gram. Was J.D. Manus came up to me one night. We were both working together in a band, the Eddie Drake band out at the Aces Club. And it was before I started doing many sessions. I'd done just a few.
Yeah.
And J.D. came up and says, Earl, I'm recording with some hippies down there in Hollywood, and they think they want to have you come down and play the piano. It's going to be at such and such a studio at such and such a time.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's great, J.D. That's exactly what I do. I'll see you down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's how that got started. And then Gram would come out to the jam sessions that I would have in the early morning hours
Yeah.
at the Aces Club and sit in, play the piano and sing. A couple of times he played guitar and sang. And Andy Nathanson would come with him, and she made some pictures.
Yeah.
She's got a new book out called Andy Andee Ieyeye.
Yeah.
And it's a book of all her famous pictures of famous people.
Yeah.
You might want to look at that book to get a chance. Your listening audience out there needs to be aware of Andy Nathanson's book called Andy Eye.
Right.
She's got a great picture of me in there and some great pictures of Gram.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to check that out. That sounds like a good time. Now, I'm thinking like between working for Buck and then working with Gram, were these guys providing you with some good clothes to wear at the time?
Oh, clothes? No. I'm just working in the studio with these guys. I never went on tour with them.
Okay, so no. So,
I was planning my career. I had just left the bars.
yeah.
In fact, I was kind of still in the bars and doing sessions. I never wanted to go on tour with anybody. I was able to skip that touring part in my younger years. Back in those days, they had pianos.
Yeah.
Real pianos that you could,
Yeah.
and the club would get somebody to tune them for you.
Yeah.
If you really bore down on them. They had pianos. So I played pianos and maybe 1 or 2 years in the same place and move on to another band, to another place.
Yeah.
My last year of that was at the Palomino Club.
Oh, the Palomino Club.
And so, I played the Palomino Club with the great Red Rhodes and the Detours. And then Red got me into record with Michael Nesmith.
Of the Monkees,
I played on his first album that he recorded on his own after he left the Monkees.
Right, and it was a country record, right? That was a country record, right?
Oh yeah, it was a country record. And then also played on. I'm trying to think of this other one, so I'll think of it in a minute.
Yeah.
But I played on the Don't Bogart That Joint, My Friend, by the Fraternity of Man.
Oh, yeah.
I played on that record by the Fraternity of Man. That was in the
Easy Rider.
The Easy Rider.
Yep.
In a prominent place.
Yes, indeed it was.
And Red Rose, very great steel guitar player, friend to me out there. He played the steel guitar on that.
Yeah.
He played a very unusual, different kind of style, more West Coast kind of steel.
So the late 60s, early 70s was an incredibly active time for you. I mean, you were just in the heart of this stuff at the time.
I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Now we cut back to a little bit moving forward. Then it sort of goes. What was then okay? So that era kind of passes, and then we cut to 1977. You start playing with Johnny Cash. But before we get to that, so what was the early? What was in between?
Well, in between that time, I got a job with Capitol Records as a producer in 1969, and I was there, and I worked with Merle Haggard on the tribute to Bob Wills record.
Oh, that's a great record.
And
wow, cool.
That's a great record. I'm on that record, and then I got transferred to Nashville because they had nobody in the office, and they thought since I was a Southern guy originally that I might really like it back there, which was wasn't really Nashville. Wasn't really my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. I was there for a while. Once you live through the 60s in California, you don't want to go to Nashville, really, at that particular time.
I can understand that.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah. And I made some good records with the great Freddie Hart. We cut 3 number one singles and albums together there.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I cut some really good albums with a really great singer, underestimated guy by the name of Stoney Edwards.
Yeah.
And it's really, really great singer and a great guy.
I hope everyone's taking down all these notes or are going to come back and write all this down. Stoney Edwards, people.
Yeah, and so after that, I got the job with Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I went and played Fair and Young's nightclub for a while. I left Capitol Records and went to work for Fair and Young at his nightclub, which was a whole bunch of fun. And about that time, I started recording with Johnny Cash. I was doing sessions there. They offered me a job, and I waited a while to see if I wanted to take it or not. Because, like we said before, I'd never been on the road.
Exactly.
I totally skipped being on the road, and that sounded appealing to me. And I needed some things I needed to work out in my life, and traveling was going to give me the benefit to do that. So I joined with Johnny Cash in 1977, and I toured and recorded with him. I did some TV movies with him until 1997.
Right.
When they retired.
At that point, it was that was right when you were there for the 1977 Johnny Cash Christmas special, right? He would do the Christmas special every year. And I just found, we'll see if the audio of, this is the audio of so that you know, from the 1977 Johnny Cash Christmas special, you guys had just finished singing Big River, and he's introducing the band. Here we go.
Two of the men you see here go back with me those Sundays. Marshall Grant goes back to the very beginning. Started together 22 years ago, Marshall Grant. And W.S. Holland, Fluke Holland, we call him, is another old timer with us. Been my drummer for 19 years now. Fluke, take a bow. And starting his 10th year with us is my lead guitarist and my brother-in-law, Bob Wooten. That's the Tennessee Three. And the other two fine musicians are Jerry Hensley on guitar and Earl Ball on piano. All right.
There you go. That was the band. There's the lineup. There's him introducing you as the new guy, right?
Yeah. How about that? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, that lineup stuck around for a while. You were the new guy for a long time. Is that right?
Yes, I was. That lineup stuck around for several years.
Yeah. So did you ever get the pleasure of having someone else be the new guy, or were you always the new guy?
Well, Marty Stewart came along, and he was the new guy for a while.
Right. So then you could razz Marty a little bit as the new guy for a while.
We were fun. It was fun to work with Marty. We're both from Mississippi.
Right.
And so we had a lot in common.
So this was a real touring time. Like there was a lot of sort of turmoil with the record labels at this point. I know Johnny wasn't happy a lot of times with Columbia. There was a break, and there was a lot of touring. Like touring was really the heart of the operation during this era, right?
Oh my goodness, yes, we toured. We certainly did. He was busy at that time.
Right.
And but we did make some records. I was lucky enough to get to, along with Jack Clement and Nick Lowe, who produced a couple of tunes. Nick Lowe produced one tune, and Jack Clement did a couple of three, and I did the rest of them. Yeah. On an album called Rockabilly Blues.
Oh, there you go.
Which I really, really like a lot.
I'm going to give that one a listen. Now I found one track that I'm going to play for you, and I want to see if you'll remember the title of. I'm going to play a little segment of this song, and we're going to play a little name that song from your own band at the time. Here, ready? Okay, here we go.
Okay.
A lady said, "Why, you're Johnny Cash." I said, "No, ma'am. I'm the Manhattan Flash, and I am the best bank robber in New York."
Do you know what song that's from, by any chance?
No, it's not live.
It's not live.
It's not live.
It's a very strange. It's kind of a. Okay, I'll give you a little hint about it because I'm pretty sure you played on this. He made a video around this time, and he liked it for a while. But then Waylon Jennings told him that he looked like a buffoon in the video, and it kind of soured Johnny Cash on the song.
Chicken in Black.
You got it. That's the Chicken in Black.
Yeah, I knew old Waylon too. He was always very truthful.
Right? He kind of showed Johnny the light. Like, you don't look so. If you want to see it, it's on. You can see it out there on YouTube. It's the Chicken in Black. Johnny Cash kind of expressing his frustration. But would you recall anything from the Chicken in Black song?
I recall that we didn't play the band that we did not play on that record.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
That was a studio thing by Billy Sant. I don't know if it was Billy Sant, but Billy Sherrill used his studio guys and recorded that.
Okay.
And when we saw it, we thought, wow, now they really pulled one on over him. I mean, none of us wanted to tell him that, but Waylon, he could get away with it, so he did.
So Waylon did the job for all of you. You were relieved when Waylon spoke his mind because you were, in other words, you were all quietly. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. And
I believe management at some point said, "Well, Mr. Sherrill didn't know what he was doing on this one, did he?" But.
Well, there's a couple of weird songs like that. There's one other that precedes you. This is a 1975 track. I know, so I like to pick out these little things, but I'm sure you probably didn't. I'm curious if you ever played this one live. I think this is the weirdest Johnny Cash track of all time. I'm just going to play a little segment of it.
Okay.
Hey, look at them beans, and look at that corn. And I bet them watermelons must be 3 feet long. Man, look at them tomatoes.
That's the song. Just look at them beans. Now, I think that's weirder than the chicken in black.
It is weird too, but I was on that session.
You were.
I started recording with him about 3 years before I went to work on the road. I was doing the sessions. That's why I got hired to be in the band because the first thing he told me was, "Can you play me a little of that Sun Records piano?"
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what he wanted because when I was spending that time in Houston that I told you about with a guy named Danny Ray, he sang a lot of Johnny Cash tunes.
Yeah.
And so I knew that field, and I'm I'm from that part of the country where that field is kind of in the dirt. And so I played that, and so that's why I started doing all of his records.
Oh my
really
God!
liked
I
what
did.
was playing.
This is amazing that you.
So-
So what was going? I mean, I think it's one of the strangest tracks in at the time. What was going on during the "Just Look at Them Beans" recording session? Like, what was the feel here in the world? Yeah.
Okay, the way that got started was I played on a demo of a thing called what's that song about the car? One Piece at a Time.
One piece at a time. Yeah. One piece at a time.
Down at Tree Publishing Company, I played on the demo for One Piece at a Time. I didn't play on his master, but I played on the demo for the guy who brought that song to him, and it became his first big chart record for years.
It's a great song.
It was his ex-brother. It was his ex-brother-in-law.
Yep.
Don Davis, a really great guy. Well, then, because he had a hit with Don Davis, because Don picked that song for him, he told Don Davis he could do a record on it.
Yeah.
So Don Davis decided to do the Look at Them Beans album.
Yeah.
And he collected those songs for John.
Yeah.
And by that time, I had started doing the recording. Actually, Don Davis called me in to start doing those recordings because I had done the demos for Don Davis, who produced Harlan Howard.
Right.
And I did all of Harlan Howard's demos for a couple of years there.
Right.
And that's how I got on the Johnny Cash sessions, because of Don Davis.
Right.
So it was just, and so those tunes were put together by Don Davis.
Yeah.
And Johnny was just going along with whatever Don wanted to do, because Don had found him a hit. And Don Davis probably had big hopes for a lot of those tunes.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting song. I mean, with the horns and it's very atypical Johnny Cash, but at the same time, he was trying something new. But it still has some of the classic sound. But if anybody out there hasn't heard "Just Look at Them Beans," it's a song you can find. I think it's officially called "Look at Them Beans," actually, it is an interesting era. What were your thoughts when you first heard "Look at Them Beans"? Were you thinking, well, that's a hit, or what were your thoughts?
Gosh, for me to remember what I thought of "Look at Them Beans," I don't know. It's just another song to record, and it was that same personnel on the band that that was in the introductions that you played just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I said, I got to play with these guys, and let's all play it together. And I was looking at it from the analytical point of a session musician at that time.
Right.
Let me get my chord chart right, and let me just play right, and find out if they want me to play fills anywhere.
That's the professional way. That's the professional way. And so you, with all this time on the road with Johnny, I don't know if you want to share this story, but you had told me an interesting story once about how June and Johnny like to read books a lot, and there's a story, if you'd be willing to share, about when he gave you a certain book, and then it sort of backfired. Do you remember the story?
Yeah, I remember the story. I think we may ought to put that one in my book I'm going to write here, but it was fun.
Yeah.
He gave me a book that later on he decided was an abomination, and he burned the book. Let me just say that much about it.
Right.
And I don't think he remembered giving it to me, because he gave books away. He'd buy a bunch of books that he thought he might want. He was very kind and generous, and anyone that might have been a reader in the crew and on the road, oftentimes he would give me a book. But also he gave me a couple of really nice Bibles that I have here too. So, his book giving was cool. It was cool.
Right.
It's just that one particular book. It was about how the Matthew, Mark, and Luke are the synoptic gospels there, and how they came from a common source. Well, of course, once he saw that book again, he didn't believe that. And so he thought it was apostasy.
Yeah.
And so he did away with the book. and that was okay. I went out and got me another book like it later. It was so funny.
And you
was good.
You didn't bother reminding him that he was upset at I don't want to give too much of the story if it's for the book, but you were coming back. You took the girls out on the boat, and you're coming back on the boat, and Johnny had found the book while you were out on the boat, thinking it's just your book, forgetting that he had given it to you, and you come back on the boat, and he is burning the book as you're pulling up on the shore. Is that correct?
This is so true. You are correct. I'm glad you remembered it.
Something about, we will not have this apostasy. We will not have this apostasy.
Yeah. That's right.
And then I remember I asked you, I said, so did you just tell him, but you gave me the book? And you said to me, you go, oh, it wasn't like that. I just said, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun time.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was.
That was just, we'd been out on a fishing camp at the Indian Reservation up in Canada.
Yeah.
And so we went and played a big show and raised a lot of money for the Indians there. That was a good deal.
There was a lot of that era. So now, okay, so then you have all those great years with Johnny Cash, and now you've been living in Austin, and you've been playing with Hay Bale for a long time now.
Oh, man, we just celebrated our 20th year.
That's amazing.
Here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
20 years on Sunday nights, mainly once a week on Sunday nights, and it's a wonderful band.
It really
we
is.
have Dallas Wayne's in the band, and Tom Lewis, and we've got some new people. Kevin Smith plays upright bass with us when he's in town. Mm-hmm. He tours with Willie Nelson now.
Oh,
and well, you know the guys. You've seen the stuff there.
Absolutely.
And
and
Red Bocart has moved on right now to Virginia. He's living up there.
Yeah, that's.
And we're down. We're all down right now because of the pandemic, and so that's just the way it is for now. I'm staying in. I'm not getting out there because I'm in the age range where it's real treacherous for me to catch this disease.
Yeah.
And, so I'm just being very cautious.
I'm glad you are.
Time to clean out the closets and write some songs or whatever.
Are you writing some songs right now?
No, I've just been playing the piano though again. I kind of took a month off and didn't play anything, and it's just I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I just kept looking at it every day and saying, "Well, I'm going to play you next week."
Yeah.
So I finally played some stuff this weekend, and I'm going to work on my book that I told you about. I've got to get the outline going and get that in the works. I've got some parts of it written already.
Yeah.
I want to go over that again, and I've got a lot of stuff that I've remembered that I'm going to add to it. And,
that's amazing.
Anyway, it'll just be about, I don't know if anybody even want to have a copy of it, but
I assure you they will.
Therapy.
I assure you people will want your book. Of course, you're going to have a big, long I know you're going to put that big, long chapter about when you put the tracks on our album, Drinking Songs for Lovers.
That was fun. You came, where did I do that? I did that in New York, right?
You did. Well, we played through the songs when you came and visited our house up in Bearsville, and we did some shows together. Yeah. And then you did the actual... Fun. Yeah, we worked out the parts together. And then I believe you did the actual tracks at Asleep at the Wheel studio, right? Is that right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did it there, the Asleep at the Wheel studio. That was fun.
Yeah, and then we sent them in. Mm-hmm. And I remember when your tracks came in for the song, there's a song that you play on, Loneliness Away. And when your tracks came in, there was we put them on the board over at Hugh Poole's studio here. And when we heard your piano solo, the first thing that a couple of guys from New York said, that they just said, nobody in New York would know how to play like that. That's what they said. They meant that as a compliment, that there's a certain style that you have that, when people come to New York to play jazz or however people seem to approach the piano, it was just we were all mesmerized by how this is just, we could only get that sound from you. It was so uniquely you that, and it wouldn't just, no one else would have gone the direction you went. You have such a unique ear.
Thank you. Thank you.
know?
Oh, well, it's primitive. It's just primitive.
Well, primitive with a certain confidence. And I mean, that particular song even had a little Liberace flair to it, if I recall.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that's all yeah, you're right. It did have. That's a great tune. A great album.
Thank you. You know, so, you know, as far as, I really hope you get a chance to finish the book. I think this is a good time for you to finish the book, you know?
Yep. Gotta have lots of time, it seems.
Yeah, there's going to be time, and it's a good time to get that book done before you get going, because you know I know you're someone that gets in demand at time, and there are times where it's for where you're at for your age right now. Like I get, you know, you must get tired sometimes when people are trying to drag you around the world to play.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you know.
Yeah, I'm just. It's a good time to rest and do that work and be creative, literally.
Absolutely.
And
well, Earl, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. I hope you know.
Well, Jack, I love your music, and thank you for having me on your show. And when this song gets a little bit behind us, and it's safe for me to be out in the world and traveling and going around doing, I'd love to come up to New York, see you, and play some more music with you again.
We're definitely going to do that, Earl. I really look forward to it. Absolutely. And keep doing a good job staying safe. Stay away from all this stuff. And we're going to have some good times on the other end of this, Earl.
We certainly will. And thank you for having me, Jack. And God bless you and your family and everybody up there. Be sure and tell your mom and dad I said hi.
I absolutely will.
Nice to meet them.
Absolutely, Earl. Such a pleasure. All right, Earl, we're going to go, and we'll be in touch. We love you, Earl. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That's Earl Poole Ball, people. Well, that was fun. All right. So, I was giving him my full attention. I wasn't going to look at the feed while he was talking, and I have this thing way too dark. So I will get back to any comments or things you have after the show. But what a pleasure that was. So I'm going to do real quick here is play a number, and then we'll call Neil, finish out the show. But what a pleasure that was. All right. I think, let's see, I'm going to play another track that Earl played on from the album Drinking Songs for Lovers. Also that played piano on that album is Bill Malchow. And Bill played some piano with Earl during those days when we were playing those shows. Okay, stop. Okay, there we go. All right. I think Bill's out there. Hello, Bill. All right, let's play a song, and then we'll get back to that. Well, the trouble came in the early morning. Didn't have much to be thankful for, so I tried my best to leave the bed and take a pack of wild horses just to hold my head. And it flowed to me like water, a sympathy I could barter. Oh, I drank too much again. Well, the simple times I remember well. When I really think it through, you know it's hard to tell. Why not remember the best of times and all that petty bull, just leave it all behind. And it made the day get better, like the comfort from your love letter. Oh, I drank too much again. Oh, I drank too much again. I didn't mean to do it. I tried my best to get through it. Oh, I drank too much again. Well, I promised myself that I'd try to behave, but then the day was hell and the nighttime came. Another chance, another promise came. You know I'd try it all again if I could find my way. But you know, my love, I'm a fighter. Things are bound to get brighter. Oh, I drank too much again. Oh, I drank too much again. I didn't mean to do it. Tried my best to get through it. Oh, I drank too much again. When the comfort's found, I hope it's here to stay, and all that pain you suffered will just melt away. Nightmares turn to fairy tales, and may that story unwind for a good long spell, and you might as well enjoy it. Don't find the need to destroy it. Oh, I drank too much again. Oh, I drank too much again. I didn't mean to do it. Tried my best to get through it. Oh, I drank too much again. Oh, I drank too much again. That's I Drank Too Much Again off the album Drinking Songs for Lovers, where Earl Poole Ball plays on it. Also John Sebastian, a Lovin' Spoonful, plays on it. Bill Malchow on piano. Russ Meisner on the drums. Mike Neer on the steel, and also takes the lead guitar solo Mike Neer takes on this song. I'll play one more. Let's see. I got 18 wheels for every beer I had for dinner, and I'm gonna get some more at the station. Gotta stay on the road, the bears don't need to know. Drink it till my destination. My love life a little stark. I found a pickle park. We got it on in a baboon bud. She was no seat cover, but I sure did love her. Commercial company has stole my heart. I'm the worst truck driver in the whole wide world. That I even have a license is just totally absurd. I lost more rigs than my stomach has rolls. Smashed the gate rather than paying the toll. Yeah. I was hauling frozen chicken when my rig caught on fire. Man, I hadn't eaten for days. The sizzling meat smelled balls with some barbecue sauce. Ate the chicken by the warmth of the flames. I heard the 1070, so it was time to leave. I snagged a ride in a roller skate. Another 1037, never learned my lesson. Another rig, another time, another day. I'm the worst truck driver, but I still find work. I back it down in the hammer lane just to be a jerk. I lost more rigs than my stomach has rolls. Smashed through the gate rather than paying the tolls, yeah. On a Georgia overdrive, it was a triple-digit ride, and I did it in the granny lane. With my chicken lights a flash, smash a wiggle wet, bled past the coop right in the hammer lane. Oh, too many eggs in the basket, past the chicken coop. I knew there was a bear in the grass. Saw the disco lights, had to spend the night snuggling up with Mama Bear. I'm the worst worst truck driver in the whole wide world. I use exotic soaps, I even smell like a girl. I lost more rakes than my stomach has rolled. Smash through the gate rather than paying the tolls, we say. I got 18 wheels for every beer I had for dinner, and I'm gonna get some more at the station. Gotta stay on the road, the bears don't need to know. Drink it till my destination. I'm the worst truck driver you could ever meet. Your stuff would get there faster if you left it on the street. I lost more rakes than my stomach has rolled. Smash through the gate rather than paying the tolls, yeah. That's the worst truck driver in the whole wide world. Thank you so much for listening. You know, I think it's time to call Neil Magnuson. The interview went long, which was good. By the way, when I asked Earl another time what was one of his favorite Johnny Cash songs, he said, "I Still Miss Someone." Here's Dolly Parton singing it. She's a pretty good singer, it turns out, Dolly Parton. Okay. Let me just get this ready. I'm gonna call Neil, get the number here, with the board up. Thanks so much. If you guys would like to help keep the show going, we appreciate it. It's donations from viewers like you. Because this is the new job, people. All right. Or share the video. Share the video. But here's a little information on, boom, put it in the feed. All right. And now we call Neil. And I want to thank everybody that has helped support the show, help keep me flowing here. I really appreciate it. All right. Really is an amazing song, right? Okay.
I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me.
Oh yeah, it's ringing.
Hello.
Hello, Neil. How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
Got up, recorded an audition, listened to that amazing interview. My gosh, I could listen to him talk all day.
I know. I realized at one point, okay, we should probably cut it. I could have talked to him all day. I mean, it literally is like that with Earl. Every time I find out another fascinating thing, and every little thing gets thrown in, it would be someone else's lifetime bragging right. And it's just another thing. Oh, that's right. I made records with Phil Oakes. Like, I didn't even know that fact. And I've spent a reasonable amount of time with Earl. You know, it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
So you enjoyed the
Yeah,
interview.
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go back and let's do it again for the parts I missed.
Right? I know. There was some things that I wanted to go check out as well. He gave, absolutely, So yes.
Yeah. It's one of those it's one of those things. I even texted a couple of people. I was like, man, I know I'm on this thing, but you should check it out today just for the other guy because he's awesome.
Absolutely. I know, right? Yeah, that was fun. Well, that's this is what happens. This is so I know, and it makes me miss him. Like I would like to go and just hang out with Earl and do some stuff.
Yeah.
I'll actually tell you an interesting story we had when Earl was in New York. He was playing a show with Hay Bale, and then after the show, I took him and Red Volkert out because they wanted to eat. So I took them to what's the place? I'm having a mind blank. Where we get the shrimp and green sauce. Anyway, I took them to a Spanish place, and they loved the food. And we went there, and then what happened was we went into the little piano bar in the West Village, Marie's Crisis. You know that place? So we went into Marie's Crisis. If no one's ever been to this place in the West Village, Marie's Crisis, it's a real piano bar where the piano is and there's a bar around it and people pick songs. So when we walked in there that night, it happened to be the night of the Tonys, the Tony Awards. So everyone was in tuxes and all the people, there were people who had won Tonys were there and it was very celebrational. So Earl's loving it, meanwhile. He loves the Marie's Crisis. He's enjoying it. And I walk up to the guy who's playing piano, and he's playing a bunch of show tunes. And I said, hey, just so you know, I have Earl Poole Ball here. He goes, Earl Poole Ball is here? Are you kidding? I mean, it was this piano player was someone that, you know, he seemed like just a total Broadway guy. And he was immediately knew who Earl is, and he stood up, he goes, Earl Poole Ball's here? And I said, yeah. He goes, do you think he would play? I was like, well, I was going to ask if it would be okay. He says, of course it would. And so then Earl goes to the piano and starts singing Johnny Cash songs. And the whole Broadway audience in crowd, or more like Broadway participants from the Tony Awards, are in tuxes singing Johnny Cash songs with Earl working the piano. And they went,
oh, that's awesome.
And they're going crazy. And Earl comes off, he's like, I like this town. That was a good time. It was a good time.
Oh man, that is something.
Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, you know, we're just getting chugging along here. Started a light rain falling here in Park Slope, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's you know, it's kind of a gray day. Seemed like maybe I might actually get something done today.
You know, gray days are good for that. It's funny, you know, I'm just an hour north of Neil here and in Peekskill, New York, and it's not rainy or it's just a little cloudy. So I guess maybe that's either coming past us or coming to us. I don't know. But I agree. Rainy days are a good excuse to stay inside and get some work done. I want to eventually get a couple of my albums released. This week was one of my promises that I would put out this Money's Gone Away album that I still haven't put out on Spotify. And then I think I wanted to put out the first Jack Grace album introducing the sounds of Jack Grace. Or I'll just lie around.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just lie around, you know. And
yeah,
listen.
I might lie around a bit.
That sounds good. My pandemic diet, by the way, has been shifting a little bit. I pretty much just ate greens all day. But since it was Cinco de Mayo, I then indulged in a little tequila and I made tacos. And I ate too many of them.
Ooh.
I ate 5.
Yeah, we did some taco action here last night.
Did you?
Pretty good.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Kelly's been cooking up the storm, man. Like, I'm gonna come out of this just looking like I never quit drinking.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens here, you know.
No. I mean, I think it's impossible for me to gain that much weight unless I'm pounding drinks at 8 o'clock in the morning every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just, you know, we're kind of getting into like sort of a domestic flow, and it's just, you know, things are, I'm just settling in because it looks like, you know, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, well, that's the smart thing. I mean, as far as them trying to get people out there too soon, it's you know, there's a couple articles that this might be the stupidest move that we've made, that our leader has made. You know, and I have to agree.
You're saying something.
Well, no matter who, I don't think it's not about being Republican or Democrat. It's just it's just not a good idea. This is, you know, everyone needs to stay in still. It's not over, you know. So
yeah, the virus does not care who you voted for.
No. And it doesn't care that you want to get the economy rolling again either. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the virus. Did I stay too long? I'm sorry. You want to get the economy going. I'm sorry. I'll go. I didn't mean to stay too long. I'm the corona.
I got excited.
I got excited. Yeah.
Get a little carried away. Had a little too much sherry. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's still just you know, my jaw hits the ground every day, a couple of times, just because I don't know. I just, I had such a lovely day the other day. I went to Greenwood Cemetery and walked around. It was a beautiful sunny day. It was great. Didn't look at my phone. Didn't look at anything. And I think that's, I mean, it's there's, I don't know. It's just, I think there's a lot to be said for turning it off for a minute.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I always encourage, as much as the news is not good, you need to still live in your own little universe at times and enjoy your life, and
yeah,
it gives you the strength to then deal with it, at other times,
Yeah, because it's just, I don't know. It'll just mess up your whole day if you like. Because I get up pretty early and I had things to do this morning. I made a conscious effort to just not do the news thing yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's important to stay informed, of course, but I don't know, to the detriment of your mental health, I think is, it's not great. I'm a news junkie, but man, it's not a good time to be a news junkie.
No, don't be one now. It's not going to be healthy for you. Okay, I couldn't really read the feed. See what I did. Well, I couldn't really read everybody's comments during that. I made my phone, when I pick it up late at night, I make the phone very dim. Then when I started the show, I forgot to make it bright again, so the screen is super dim. So I apologize if I couldn't read the comments during the interview and I was trying to focus. But I also see Daria corrected me or helped me with the restaurant was Sevilla. Anyway, if you've ever been to Sevilla,
yes.
I took Earl and we took
yes.
Earl. Daria was with me. We took Earl and Red Volker to Sevilla, and Red was amazed by Sevilla's shrimp and green sauce, and highly recommend going there when this thing's all over. Or maybe you can order out from them. Oh man, I want shrimp and green sauce. I just miss going to restaurants. This is okay. We're not going to go here. We'll be grateful that what we have right now. That's all. Just grateful for what we do have, and Okay. So on that note, I guess I'm going to play one more song, Neil. Always a pleasure.
All right. Indeed.
And, I think maybe tomorrow, maybe we'll talk about George Jones tomorrow. I know you know a lot of things about George Jones.
I do know a bit.
So tomorrow, let's talk about George Jones a little bit. I think it'll be fun.
That sounds fantastic.
All right.
I'll be down for that.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day, Jack.
All right. You too, Neil. Take care.
All right. Bye.
That's Neil Magnuson, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I think I'll close. I think we'll close with a Johnny Cash song. I'm going to use the straight acoustic on this one. Interesting. I played this one with Earl once, and he corrected my chords. I was missing the 2 chord on this song. Okay, let me just get everything ready. Wah-ha-ha-ha. Okay. All right, play one more. And thanks so much, people. Thanks for your support. We are now doing the show. We take Mondays off. That's all for the month of May. Okay. So the other thing that Earl told me about this song, it's called Delia's Gone, that they didn't play it much because he said that Johnny's wife June, didn't like this song. So they didn't get to play it much. Delia, oh Delia, Delia all my life. If I hadn't shot poor Delia, I'd have had her for my wife. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. I went up to Memphis and I met Delia there. Found her in her parlor and I tied her to her chair. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. She was low down and trifling. She was cold and mean, kinda evil evil make me wanna grab my submachine. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. The first time I shot her in the side. Hard to watch her suffer, but with the second shot she died. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. So if your woman's devilish, you can let her run, or you can cut her down, do like Delia got done. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Delia's gone. One more round, Delia's gone. Come on. Come on. I was supposed to work so well right into the song, was the right key and everything, but it won't play. Okay, for some reason. Well, thanks so much for listening. You've reached the Jack Grace Morning Coffee Stream. And, yeah. We'll be back. We'll see you around. And I don't know why my theme song isn't playing, but it won't play. Let's try it one more time. No, it won't play. So that's the way the show ends then. We'll see you next time. Why can't all of life be as great as it was tonight? And I wish it would all rhyme. Okay. All the technical things aside, it was a lovely time, people. We hope to see you around next time. Thanks, folks.